Welcome back to a series so devious. Even Frieza subscribed. In today's video, Hasan's fans are once again turning on him, accusing him of doing propaganda for China. He has responded, trying to deflect and once again bringing up Israel. His own chatters are calling out his mental gymnastics in justifying the banning of gay dating apps and general anti-gay regulations. He's somehow blaming America again, saying it's Apple's fault for following China's rules. A clip is going viral of Hasan soy-facing, giddy with excitement over receiving Mao's Little Red Book. Asmongold has responded, absolutely obliterating Hasan for his hypocrisy. Destiny has responded, calling Hasan an enemy of America. Hasan's alleged secret girlfriend Valkyrae is bragging about her wealth and how good of a person she is for donating clothes to her own family. Subscribe so we can eventually reach episode 200. Imagine the cinema.
Let's up those numbers!
Now let's begin. Right, so Hasan fans are once again turning on him. Hasan responds to those accusing him of doing propaganda for China.
Thought about it for a brief moment, which is that China is just another country, just like any other country. There's good, there's bad, there's criticisms that you can make, which I do. And also, there's a lot of good. The people are great. The food is amazing. The culture is amazing. And I am very fortunate. I'm very fortunate to be able to actually experience it firsthand, right? But of course, all the foreign affairs people who are aware of me, they're not very fond of my China trip.
Yes, there's criticisms that you could make, guys. Now, what are these criticisms, Hasan? Oh, sorry, guys, not my prerogative. You see, I'm actually a professional political commentator who cries about oppression in America every single day. But yeah, I'm not gonna say anything. You know, the food's really good, guys. That's the extent of Hasan's criticism. The food's actually delicious. Also, he goes, well, it's just another country, guys. I mean, technically true, but that's like me saying Hasan is just another human. Like, there's so much context missing there, but okay, guys, it's just another country, apparently. But America's not just another country. That one's the worst one, obviously, according to Hasan. But North Korea, yeah, that's also just another country. Just one of them, you know, pesky little scallywags there. And the thing is, you can literally see him squirm. You can see him squirm, try to come up with those mental gymnastics of trying to justify that he's not a hypocrite. Anyways, so then he does what he does best and brings up Israel. It's in my walls. Except this time it doesn't actually work.
Hasan Piker slowly becoming the new Jackson Hinkle, doing Chinese propaganda for a living. Insane. Yeah, it's stuff like this. It's stuff like this that I find to be so strange, because like, you should be able to go to countries, okay? Like, there is no comparison between China and like Israel, for example. You know what I mean? Like, nobody gives me this much grief when I go to Japan, okay? Like, nobody's like, dude, I can't believe you've traveled to Japan and you love, oh God, this guy's mentality is so stupid. 3 people with almost identical foreign policy stances. Oh my God. Finnish PhD candidate. Oh my God. Why is NatSeg Twitter like this? I mean, it makes sense.
Right. You should just be allowed to go to countries. I mean, again, technically not wrong. Hasan, you're allowed to go anywhere. You're allowed to do anything. Even I Show Speed. He goes to all of these places as well. And nobody actually had a problem with I Show Speed going to China. But for you, someone who fucking cries about oppression and discrimination in America 24/7, 365, cries about every single thing, has the worst possible interpretation humanly possible, the least charitable interpretation for America, somehow goes to China and just has no problem, nothing. Actually, I have a very concerning criticism. The food is too delicious, guys. Oh my God, how could they do this? Like, obviously nobody can take you seriously as a political commentator when you purposely ignore the truth and portray any place that's not America as this utter utopia, right? Apparently it's just Atlantis. And this guy honestly wonders why people call him a foreign op. I mean, that's literally what you're doing. You do propaganda for terrorists. Also, he says that there's no comparison between China and Israel. And so again, for YouTube reasons, I'm going to be obscure here. But for someone who really loves the G word, you know, the G word that he loves using a lot, crazy how nothing is being brought up here. The so-called history expert here has nothing to say. The man who rips the G word like it's nothing. Apparently, Valkyrae also has nothing to say about this either. Apparently, really cares about that sort of stuff, but cannot put two brain cells together and squeeze out an intelligent thought about this at all. Obviously, because he's extremely biased. It's completely obvious. Lazy Shell, the person who made that animation, responds, can a bro not just go to China, say, I don't have any patriotism in my heart for America, and soy face about Mao's little red book without being labeled as a propagandist anymore? Yeah, we'll get to this clip in a bit. But what an accurate representation, especially the head size, really lifelike. There's criticisms I could make, but the fact that he won't says a lot. Yeah, there's a lot I could say, guys, but I'm not gonna say it. Idiocracy, the movie, actually coming to life. Bro literally said he was full Chinese and China was the perfect representation of what he would like in a country, and said America should actually emulate China. That's not propaganda. Bro's doing tricks on it, spins on it, bouncing on it. The food is too yummy, the people are too kind, the government is too good. Steak is too juicy, the lobster is too buttery. Real hard-hitting criticism showing you the truth of the situation from on-the-ground journalist Pika. The words come out so slow when Hasan has to think his own thoughts. Like, actually, he's like processing. He's never done this before. Looks like a malfunctioning robot, brain stuck in a loop. We got Hasan photoshopped on John Cena and Bing Chilling.
Bing chilling.
This guy's devolving into such a weirdo lately. Like, seriously, what the fuck is wrong with him? I've been saying it. People haven't been listening, bruh. You need to be tuning in to the Pegasus channel. Come on. Moving on to Hasan's chat getting mad at him for not critiquing the anti-wokeness. Hasan responds to those asking him about the 2 gay dating apps banned in China. And I want you guys to just look at the level of mental gymnastics here.
Why China blocked gay dating apps? I don't think that's true. I think you saw that on Twitter. I don't know if that's true. Chatter, this is exactly what I mean. If you get your notes from Twitter, which by the way, like you'll see, we're about to go to Chengdu. What's really funny about this is like China's gay as hell. Like just watch the stream and you will see. Like Austin's been on the apps. That's so funny. There is like, I mean, it's true. Apple removes Chinese gay dating apps on government order. Okay, but that's Apple. Blued and Finca, 2 of China's most popular gay dating apps, suddenly disappeared from Apple's Chinese app store, fanning fears among LGBTQ people. Dude, that's Apple.
Of course, that's Apple, guys. Apple is the bad one. American company, America bad. Don't you get it? They're the bad one. Just do me a favor real quick. Can you read the fucking headline, you illiterate moron? You see those words? To comply with government order. Are you stupid on purpose or is this a disability? I genuinely don't know at this point. I'm so done with this guy. How? Genuinely how does anybody follow him? I am so baffled at this point. I'm completely stun-locked. Does nobody look at this and go, yeah, he had a statement in front of him, completely misinterpreted it. This is like a Denim's level self-own, where she reads that kids can form memories at 3 years old and goes, well, this is actually supporting my argument, which is the exact opposite. And that's exactly what's happening here with Hasan.
The average age of adults' earliest memories is 3.5 years old. You're not really forming memories at 3.
This moron is blaming it on Apple for complying with the government regulations. Dude, they're just following the rules. The copium is over 9,000. I guess his argument is Apple should have just gone to jail, guys. If you actually stood up for gay rights, you wouldn't go to jail. Apple should just stop operating in China if they're actually not working. Meanwhile, Hasan just fucking goes there, has a vacation, right? I mean, this should be the most blatant indication that this guy selectively picks the truth, right? The chatter tells him what happens. He instantly goes, well, I don't think that's true. You know, does no research, nothing at all, just goes, oh, you probably get your news from Twitter. He's gonna be like, well, it's probably the slaptubers that told you this. It's anti-Hasan propaganda. Literally seconds later, finds out the news is true and then blames it on Apple, despite the headline saying the exact opposite. You know, people ask me, how do you have 150 episodes on this guy and his friends, right? Well, here you go. Every single day, he tops his stupidity. You would think I'm joking. You would think there's no way. There's no way. Every single time, how does he do it? But he finds a way, bro. He is actually Superman in that aspect. That's his superpower, being stupider than yesterday. It's genuinely impressive, right? So then he goes on ultimate defense mode, and imagine he did this shit for America, by the way, which he'll never.
Wait, this happened yesterday? Okay, I'm gonna go ask people if it's like still available on Huawei. Because guess what? Not everything you read in news media is as it seems, is all I'm saying when it comes to stuff like this. Especially considering that even the likes of Newsweek, for example, those apps are super fucking popular, for the record. And I assume, I mean, I might be totally wrong on this, but I assume they might have done it for like data related reasons, like privacy related reasons.
Of course, it's for privacy reasons. How could we be so stupid? How could we not understand such a simple reason? Man, at this point, like, I gotta agree with the allegations here. Like, did they give you a list or something? Are you actually kidding me? Also, if you guys didn't know, I'm pretty sure Apple operates like a separate app store specifically for China in order to adhere with the strict internet laws there, right? And stuff like WhatsApp, Instagram, even YouTube is not available there. Most people use like VPNs to bypass this stuff or use the local sort of approved website or whatever. But even the VPNs are restricted to a certain extent as well, right? And obviously they have a variety of reasons for doing all this stuff, which I'm not going to go over right now. But if it was America, he would obviously be screaming censorship and all that jazz and going like, oh my God, they're silencing free speech. Oh my God, they're trying to tap into your data. Oh my God, they're recording you. Oh my God. But anywhere else, it's like, oh my God, it's probably for privacy reasons, guys. It's a perfectly acceptable explanation. You know that data stuff, you know, you just got to protect it. Don't ask questions here. We don't like questions. That's too much for the Hasan Piker brain and fan base to handle. I might be wrong. Yes, because communist countries like China are well known for being gay friendly. If you get your notes on Twitter, funny, in my opinion, he was going to try to use some Twitter argument, but then stopped himself because he says this when he's on Twitter. It's funny how tankies will drop LGBT people the moment they become a bit of a nuisance. That, like, I just don't understand how they still support him. He supports Hezbollah, bro. Like, what more mental gymnastics do you need to do to support this guy? It's like, I feel like the gooners in his fan base will just find any reason to like justify him as a person to support, right? It's actually just funny to me, you know, the chickens for KFC type beat. Apple removes gay dating app to comply with government order. Yeah, but that's Apple. Did his brain just turn off while reading the headline? No, it actually turned on. It's a default turned off. It turned on in order to provide the refuting argument here. Chatter says nothing about Twitter. Hasan proceeds to rant about Twitter while having million tabs of Twitter open. China's strongest soldier. That's crazy. Ruthless towards Western democracies, complacent towards Eastern autocracies. Tankies haven't changed. Anyways, Ethan responded, I think it's fair to start asking if Hasan is a state actor for China. His entire trip is on par with Tucker Carlson outside of a Russian supermarket. Regardless, he's made it abundantly clear that he does not give a single F about Q people. I mean, that's been obvious to anyone with a brain cell all this time, but I guess day by day, we're convincing one Hasan viewer to stop watching him, I suppose. Moving on to a clip going viral of Hasan getting gifted Mao's little red book and him soy facing. Now, I'm not even going to read the headline here because I don't want to get flagged, but, you know, something about communism and its resulting effects.
Chat.
Oh, no way!
It's a small one.
And it's the first version.
It's the first. Yeah. Wait.
Yeah. Really?
Is that a Bible?
No, that's a little red book.
It is basically.
The little red book?
The little red book. It's the red Bible is what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some may say more important than the Bible. Some may.
Especially over here.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy.
That's crazy, man. That's so cool. That's so rad. I'm going to soy face over this. Interesting, Hasan. You know, I wonder, just a question. I wonder what that book actually symbolizes, right? Hasan would obviously know a lot about politics, so he probably knows, right? Or has he rewritten history once again? I don't know. But obviously, according to Hasan, it's just a utopia, right? It's actually a map to the ancient city of Atlantis, right? That's what the book's about. People respond sounded literal soy jack. Oh my god, bro. We gotta start using this as a meme now. Top clip on LSF, champagne communist soy mouthing over Mao's red book. Second clip on LSF, his girlfriend talking about her Balenciaga clothes. We'll get to that, by the way, later in this video. How is he gonna blame America for this one? Never underestimate Hasan's ability to make America the enemy in any situation. Ran out of milk in the fridge? Probably America's fault. Something to do with America. Or Israel, I don't know. It's US propaganda. China would have been a utopia because of communism, but every time they try, America interferes. Probably something like that. God, I hate this guy. So does his dog. The way he pretends to be so in shock and so unbelievably happy to get that as a gift is so weird. Yeah, he's gotta make sure he, doesn't do anything shady, I suppose. First edition? Wow, no way. He made there's a KFC in Yemen. Bro, the soy jacks are so good. More proof that he's a performative grifter that doesn't give a F about the G-word. Moving on to Asmongold, responding to all the new Hasan clips and absolutely cooking him.
Let's say somebody gifted me a book of like fucking The Art of the Deal or like Mein Kampf and I did that. Oh my god. Like that would just be, people would be talking about that on the, like around the whole world. Can you imagine that? Oh, wow. What? And he wrote it himself?
Hasan Piker slowly becoming the new Jackson Hinkle, doing Chinese propaganda for a living. Insane.
Oh.
It's stuff like this that I find to be so strange.
I mean, isn't it obvious the reason why people are criticizing it? Didn't iShowSpeed do the same thing? But I don't like Hasan, but why is everybody upset this time? Because iShowSpeed doesn't spend 8 hours a day talking about how horrible America is for X, Y, and Z, and then do a country that does X, then go to a country, say how great it is, and the country does X, Y, and Z. That's the difference, is that Speed isn't a political commentator who, but if you're the kind of person that puts out their opinions on things for a living, and then you go to a country that is antithetical to a lot of those opinions, you're going to see, and then talk about how great it is, then you're going to have people that are upset about it. Like, absolutely. 100%. I wonder, what do you think would have happened to Palestine if if Hamas had done that on October 7th to Chinese people? What do you think would have happened to Palestine if they had done that to China? Man.
Okay, stop asking questions. We don't do that here. Not on the Hasan Piker broadcast. Do not put forward hypotheticals. My NPC brain cannot handle it. It hurts. I mean, is there any confusion now that Hasan is a delusional fucking moron who lives in a fantasy world? He only believes what his limited worldview allows him to believe, right? To the point where if he actually saw atrocities committed in front of his face, he discounts it immediately, right? Unless it's in America, and then it's like, oh shit, okay, I gotta play this on repeat 24/7 on my stream just to make sure everybody knows how bad it is, right? And at this point, what are you guys doing? Just deport him, right? Strip his citizenship and give somebody else a chance, for God's sake. Ship him off to North Korea since he loves it so much, dude. Actual just disgusting human. Right, so then Asmon points out how idiotic he is in bringing up Japan and comparing it to China.
Like nobody gives me this much grief when I go to Japan.
Duh. Like, what do you mean? Like, this is like, I took a sponsor for, I'm trying to think, like, I took a sponsor from Big Tobacco, from Marlboro, and nobody got mad at me whenever I took a sponsor from, Whole Foods. Like, what is it? Like, it's obvious. I don't even understand how somebody can be this disconnected. I really don't understand it. Yeah, wow. So I think he's pointing out Japan did war crimes in World War II. Well, I mean, Japan did something bad in the past. Like, so what? Every country's done something bad in the past. I mean, like, oh wow, like that's so terrible. The thing that matters is what's happening right now. I mean, going to a country and then being like, oh, but they did this one bad thing a long time ago. Well, that's stupid, right? I mean, that's not what they're doing right now. It's very clear that Japan doesn't do that anymore, etc. We nuked them. Yeah, exactly. And so that's really what the difference is. I mean, Japan and China are not the same with this at all. I mean, that's really just that simple.
I mean, I just find it interesting that Hasan's overly omega woke audience, who has an issue with him drinking Coca-Cola. They literally come up to him in public asking him to stop drinking Coca-Cola on the stream, right? Because it's maybe on the BDS list, or it's supporting Israel or against Palestine or something like that. But he has no problem with all this shit. I mean, it's obviously propaganda. Are you kidding me? Complete and utter frauds. These past few months have been so disastrous for Hasan's reputation, bro. Like, how much more do I even need to expose him? Like, how much more before Hasan fans actually get the message? Like, what does he need to do? Tell me, please. Does he need to touch kids in front of you for you to actually drop him and do some self-reflection with your life? Because I'm genuinely baffled how all these situations are actually not leaving him with 0 viewers. Honestly, I feel like even if he did get outed as like a PDF file or something, his fan base would argue against lowering the age of consent, because that's how much like attached they are to the hip with this person, right? And I feel like the only thing that can stop him at this point is him aging and just getting ugly or something. Because as we exposed in the Ethan episode, it's literally 90% gooners. This fucking male OnlyFans streamer here is like, people don't even watch him for politics, it seems. They're just there to goon.
The hold that this man has on me is actually crazy. Like, there have been times where he's
Why would
pissed me
you
off
share
a little bit
this?
and wow.
She's like, I am so obsessed. It's a problem. I can't stop thinking about him. I tried stepping away from it, but I can't. He's like, let's reshare this. This is good.
Bunch of disgusting cat ladies and mentally ill TikTok women. Right, so then Asmon calls out Hasan for saying that people just get their news from Twitter as if he doesn't.
I think you saw that on Twitter. I don't know if that's true.
I think you just saw that on Twitter. Meanwhile, Twitter, 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 Twitter. It's all Twitter. Wait, what? You can't just go on Twitter and look for news. I mean, come on.
Catter, this is exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
If you get your
Why
notes
China?
from Twitter,
Yeah.
which by the way,
You're on
like,
Twitter right now. I think that there's probably a lot of people, like, this is what I assume, and I've heard the same thing about other countries that, you know, where like homosexuality is illegal, where there are people that are like relatively open gay, but it's more or less an open secret. Where, like, it's very different than in the United States, where it's, like, openly seen, celebrated, and validated. Whereas over there, it might be, you know, I guess, like, passively tolerated, because they know that a lot of people are just like that, but they don't necessarily, you know, let anybody go and do that, right? Tolerance and acceptance? Yeah, exactly, right?
Yup, that is exactly the case. Now, of course, they are still going to censor movies and, you know, do all this shit and sort of re-edit any posters and shit like that. But they obviously know it's a thing. It's a thing that exists and people are going to do it, and they just got to deal with it, right? But this is not like a secret thing that Hasan wouldn't know about, right? They literally openly censor effeminate men on screen. It was like a media requirement in 2021 or something. You know, like the Korean guys in, like, you know, K-pop or K-dramas, they are considered like effeminate and they're actually banned because they're like, oh, you know, it's kind of morally corrupting. Hey, you kind of look gay. You're probably gay or something. You're not masculine enough, so you need to be censored. So that's literally what we're dealing with here. Yet the wokies in Hasan's audience has no problem with that, right? Meanwhile, imagine if America did that. Imagine just like the outrage, right? It's just eventually people ask the question, why are you okay with this and not with that, right? It's just a common sense question, and I think we know the answer. He's a fucking disgusting propagandist. Right, so then he talks about Hasan trapping himself with his own arguments because he just can't admit he's wrong.
but I assume they might have done it for like data related reasons, like privacy related reasons.
Please just stop. This is, you don't have to address this. Like, you don't have to, listen, just because you went to China doesn't mean you have to justify everything that China's ever done. Like, you don't have to go out, you don't have to run PR for them. You don't have to say, oh, well, this is the reason why they actually did it and it's a good thing. What if you could just be like, I'm not really sure, right? I don't know. Like, yeah, maybe, I have no idea. You know, I'll talk about it more when I get home. You know, like, that's what I would say. I mean, like, what do you mean? He tries to be on the right side of every single issue and be completely consistent about things and never be seen as wrong or hypocritical or something. So because of that, what he ends up doing is he creates these like weird like traps for himself where it's like, oh yeah, well what about this thing that's like obviously different than like what this other thing that you said is? It's like, well, that's, you know, like, and it's like some long explanation. It doesn't really make sense, right? Like this is that there's never a point where he doesn't want to be seen as a moral arbiter. And because of that, he positions himself always as being on the right side of everything. And whenever you position yourself as always being on the right side of everything, you create a lot of rules for yourself. But the problem is that Hasan also likes to do what he wants, because he has these rules. He believes in this to an extent, right? But not in like a very big way. And so obviously, you know, you're going to run into dissonance there. And I think that's what happens. You run into dissonance, you run into problems, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly how the narcissist falls, right? The inability to admit any wrongdoing, and therefore sort of gets into these traps where you just can't be consistent. You can't be morally consistent. And this is why Hasan will never win, right? In order to win and in order to capture a larger audience, you need to be open-minded. You need to be open to change. You need to listen to other people's perspectives. And you need to actually have the ability to admit at least some level of wrongdoing at some level, but Hasan is unable to do that, and that's why his fan base never grows. It just stays that same level of the radical cultist or whatever, and that's why he's going to continue to get exposed more and more, and each time he loses more credibility, loses more fans, loses his limited influence, and then he's going to start crying. Gonna go to his Discord and threaten to neck himself if he loses more viewers and guilt trip people into staying. He's so completely oblivious to absolutely everything orbiting his massive head. I thought it was a tiny head. Bro genuinely said it's a small one. He's such a fake communist. He doesn't know the name of one of the most infamous literature, Mao's Little Red Book. The people are great. The food is great. Is in the tourist section of China. FBI needs to investigate him. Oh, he's definitely on a list. Moving on to Destiny, calling Hasan an enemy of America.
I think Hasan is like an enemy of the country. I think he's like Jackson Hinkle territory to me, like worse than Fuentes right now. I cannot believe that you would do a propaganda trip to China and that you would suck off Mao. I think that even on Kick, I won't say what I want to say. That's just disgusting. I think it's Jackson Hinkle levels of propaganda. He's probably getting paid for it. They've reached out to other influencers. Somebody sent me a video for a guy where apparently China was reaching out to him to do shit. I haven't watched this yet though, so maybe I'll withhold my opinion until I go through all of it. I know Speed went and did his little China thing.
Yeah, I mean, Hasan can never cry about free speech again, honestly. The fact that he hasn't been arrested in America is the most insane thing ever. This man is actively harming your own citizens, advocating murder, which is a crime, right? Somehow still never got punished for that.
You would kill Rick Scott.
And consistently just a negative force for your country, but he's just allowed to do it. I mean, I just don't understand how you openly support 3 different terror stories and are not arrested. Like, Hasan has to be the #1 argument against free speech because some people really abuse that shit to the point where he's violating it as well. But goddamn, like, if I was a leader or if I was a king or a president or something, like, I want to allow discourse, obviously, you know, listen to different perspectives because that's how you grow and stuff like that. But Hasan is a level of cult leader whose influence is so negative and harmful, and these aren't intelligent arguments, these are not good faith arguments, it's deliberate propaganda, and he's actively lowering the IQ of the rest of the citizens. He should be considered a virus, a human fucking virus, and at that point you quarantine him and lock him up, right? Because apparently the advocating murder shit is not enough. I don't know what else you need there, but yeah. I don't know, bro. TikTok, put the clock meme, it's coming. Back in the cell, you cockroach. By the way, he also did like this interview, and he's just not beating the propaganda allegations.
I also wanted to show my audience and the Western world in general that there are a lot of rumors about China. There's a lot of misunderstandings and also just outright lies, and that it's just another normal country, just like every other country is.
How's your experience so far?
It's been amazing. I haven't slept at all, but you know, I'm just I'm carrying myself because I'm so excited.
Why are you looking forward to visit China?
Well, part of it is because I talk about China quite a bit as far as like lessons to learn and what America could adopt and emulate.
I mean, of course he had to sneak in the America bad in there, right? Just can't have an interview without it. America should be emulating China, especially the anti-gay regulations. He really loves that part, right? As the supporter of Hezbollah. But yeah, dude, you're just not a serious person, and I totally understand why people are saying that you're a paid op and you're doing paid propaganda. Now, I don't know who this lady is, but just by looking at her account, this definitely seems like some level of propaganda, but all right, you do you. Moving on to Hasan's alleged secret girlfriend, Valkyrae, talking about how much of a good person she is. She's never done that before. Valkyrae talks about how she had to donate her closet full of Balenciaga after their PR disaster. Poor you. I can't believe you had to go through this trauma.
Did Balenciaga save themselves? Like, are they PR friendly now?
Oh, I don't really know. I just got it because I didn't really know jack shit. And then people told me, But Cinna, they had some weirdos. And I said, I'm not going to lie, guys. This hoodie was $1,500. Okay. So I said, at least let me get like 1 or 2 wears and then I'm packing it. That's not.
Dude, my whole closet was Balenciaga, and then that shit happened, and I was like, donated all of it.
I mean, I feel
I donate clothes to Philippines all the time.
Really?
Yeah, to my family and just things that I don't wear anymore, things that don't fit anymore.
Oh my god, bro. Did I mention my whole closet was actually Balenciaga? I just had to make sure you heard that part, right? Also, did I mention that I donate all the time? And actually to my own family. That's called hand-me-downs, you fucking moron. That's not called a donation if you're sending it to your own family, your sister and your mom and shit like that. Apparently she thinks it's a donation because she's sending it to the Philippines. Like, are you fucking stupid or something? Well, she's definitely a capitalist like her buddy Hasan Piker, right? Can't let the brokies get a shred of the money, not even the scraps, right? Gotta keep it in the family, of course, right? And dude, honestly, like, what is this desperate need to seem like a good person? Nobody cares, and each time you try to do this, you just look worse and worse and worse, man. Every time she opens her mouth, she's getting closer and closer to that level where people hate her as much as Pokemon. It's just so annoying, whether it be like, oh my god, you're so white.
I was like, cutie, you're also the whitest woman I know.
You're so fake, it's actually crazy. First response, donating to family. I donate money and food to kids in needs too. Sure, they're my kids, but semantics. The Real Housewives of Hollywood talked about their problems. This is literally what I imagine like a Kardashian episode would be. Never watched that, but like I feel like this is what it would be. A bunch of rich people just crying about non-existent problems. Oh my god, I can't believe Balenciaga got into that situation. I don't even know what happened. But you know, I'm just gonna get rid of my closet so I don't get any backlash. I don't really care about the ethics of the situation. What was this? A PDF file shit? I don't care. I don't care as long as it doesn't affect my PR. But if it's affecting my PR, get rid of this shit. Get rid of this shit. And not really get rid of it, right? Don't give it to my family. So, you know, make sure we keep the money, right? These big streamers have completely lost touch. I mean, if you were dating Hasan Piker at one point or are currently dating him, I mean, of course, this is going to be your opinions. Like, I don't know if she was like this beforehand or if Hasan ruined her, but you never know. You never know. It's like, it could be one of those IDub situations where it's like a complete 180, but she seemed to be pretty stupid and pretty like easily manipulated. So I don't know, maybe this was just her. And Hasan just sort of fanned those flames, of course. Most of them sit in their house all day and get showered with money and gifts. It's wild to expect people like this to be in touch at all. Directly from people working 9 to 5, right? Gotta make sure we're as capitalist as humanly possible. So brave. Pokemon, eat the rich, eat the rich, eat the rich, eat Valkyrae right now. She has Balenciaga. Who the frick buys hoodies for $1,500? Literally out of touch moron idiots, right? Even if you can't afford that shit, I wouldn't recommend it. It's just stupid as hell, like a complete bullshit purchase. Get a fucking PC, man. Holy shit, get something that actually is useful for your life. Now click this video for a gigantic strawberry, one of my favorite foods. Eat some strawberries. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.